And good morning, everyone. We'll be back in about a minute or so. We'll start the creative coffee and we'll have some conversation. And we'll tell you why I was number one this weekend and it wasn't my favorite place to be. So stay tuned.
Seconds.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
How dare you!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore, your morning dose of creative conversation and coffee with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, Facebook famous YouTuber, and former mortician's assistant. Get ready to start your day off right.
And good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Welcome to the Monday. Oh my goodness, it's January 24th. We've only got one more week left in December 2022. Hope you had a great weekend. Mine was a little bit on the adventurous side, but we'll talk about that later. What we want to talk about right now is our daily sponsor, and that's Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. If you want to put a great cover in front of your book, you've worked hard enough on that thing that you deserve a cover that'll help sell that book. Well, that's what Jeffrey Hayes does all the time. He's Plasma Fire Graphics, and he can craft one for you. He does the complete wraparound book cover as well as social media friendly graphics to sell it, and he's easy to work with. So go to his Facebook page for Plasma Fire Graphics, check out the other books he's done for other publishers, then check out plasmafiregraphics.com where you can contact him directly and get his very indie publisher friendly rate card, okay? That's Plasma Fire Graphics who are sponsoring this episode. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. We are powered by the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, 7 days a week of entertainment and illumination. And we got all kinds of cool things happening this week, so please check us out. Check out our Facebook page and give it a like if you would. Also, thank you to our Patreon subscribers who are helping keep this show and our business on track and growing. And if you'd like to see your name on this card too, then please be sure to check us out, what we offer in return for your support at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And yeah, I had, that's people say they're worried about me. I was worried about me. It's been a rough weekend. It starts out with Meatloaf dying. Heaven by the Dashboard Light. I'd do anything for love, but I won't do that. Great singer, actor, musician, and really loved his album. In fact, I did a search over the weekend, and his first album, Bat Out of Hell, had a very checkered history, and at first it didn't look like it was even going to get made, but they finally found a way to sell it, and since then, as things stand currently, it is the number 4 best-selling album in record history, which is pretty cool. And I know Thriller is number 1 by Michael Jackson. I don't remember what 2 and 3 were, but it's consistently in the top 10, if not the top 5, and rightly so. But anyway, Meatloaf was called to heaven this week. Plus, I lost a friend of mine that I knew from my Champagne days. She passed on. So it's been a messy weekend. And then we were going to, every week we take Cookie's best friend around, and Robin, good morning, hope everything is well. But she couldn't go out with us that morning, and so we thought, well, let's go get our second shingles shot, which is something, if you've had chicken pox, you need to get, once you turn 50, you need to get a shingles shot, because look up shingles sometimes, it's icky. It is really nasty, and you don't want it. It's not like you won the lottery or anything, so we went and got the shingles shot. Cookie only had mild side effects, mostly, the usual thing about the arm. And by that night, she had gone to bed, and all of a sudden I started getting chills, not the good kind either, and fatigue and dizziness and really, really bad diarrhea. And I thought at first I was going to have to go out and get a test, for what. But I went to bed and spent all yesterday feeling like about 20 pounds of crap in a 10 pound bag. I'm almost 100% now. It's gone through me, but it was pretty nasty for a while. But here we are, ready to read your comments. And holy crap, have you guys got a lot of them? And we're glad to see that. So let's get started. We never will get out of here. And Nicholas Tucker, good morning, brother. Good morning, Nevermorians. The mighty Manatee Man, master of marketing, bids you a merry meet on a blustery winter day. Yeah, it's true. It is snowing outside the compound here. I'm going to have to go out after the show and dig out the driveway to make sure Cookie can get back onto it. So anyway, the master of marketing is here, says from the desk of Small Press Publisher. Good morning. By the way, check out Nicholas Tockard on the Historical Fencing Guild on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, and from the desk of Small Press Publisher, who had a great show Saturday night with the Bangstroms. They've got a brand new Kickstarter campaign. I think it's their first comic book. It was a really good interview. I love those kids. I love them. And good morning, Brian and Madam Executive Producer. Hope all is well and that you are not cursing the name of the S word. No, I'm pretty mellow about it this morning. It's like, I think we're only supposed to get less than an inch here in central Indiana. So, I can live with that. So anyway, right now I'm working on the module before I have to log in for work. Do these at home. Well, you're good. You're back home again. That's good to hear. Joe gets to work from home. This is good. And morning, Joe D. And he's got a vested interest in that module. Everyone be sure to hit that like button, share this, and ring-a-ding that bell to keep BKM on the path of bringing Cookie home. Thank you, brother. Yeah, seriously, if you're watching us live or on the rerun, please leave comments, and I'll read them, and we'll have a conversation. If you're watching after the live show, please feel free to leave comments, because I will do my best to answer all of them, all right? Although I'll already have my coffee drunk by then. But anyway, good to see you guys. And 2 likes, 100% participation. That's true, but hopefully this will improve. And thank you to everyone that has liked or loved this broadcast so far on Facebook. And from this Small Press Publisher to Nick Tockert with this module, I find myself writing in part due to capturing characters, particularly quirky personalities, makes it more difficult in the long run. Yeah, that's the thing. I tried writing a role-playing system about 20 years ago, and that's complex as hell, because the more you work on it, the more you find to do. I gave up about the time that everybody started mentioning vehicle rules, you know what I'm saying? And any idea of an ETA on publication, Joe D. asked Nick Tockert. And good morning, Carl Witzman. Glad to have you, sir. Well, wow, good morning, guys. I need to get more coffee if you're going to be this energetic. Yeah, and you guys are on here at 9:23. Holy cats, I'm just catching up right now. And I want to talk about printer ink subscriptions. Now they want you to sign up, and then your printer tells them when to send you more ink. Convenient or a conspiracy? Opinions and go. Conspiracy. Everything's a conspiracy, Carl. No, seriously. I don't use my printer much these days. I rarely do. It's not like I work in an office and I have to print up a bunch of stuff. And when I do, then I need ink. But I rarely use I use my printer more for scanning anymore than anything else. But I think it's just another way for the companies to get your money. Kind of like the way that when you buy a car, they want you to take it back to the dealership to get it repaired instead of an independent garage or some place like Amco. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a way to try to make more, to keep the money in house. So that's my thought. So anyway, postponing it till March or April, says Joe D. McPhee from the Desk with Small Press Publisher on his module. And I've got to get this exactly right and put money aside for things like character sheet pad production, maps, GM shields, etc. Wow, that is thinking ahead. Very, very cool. And Carl Wisman, depending on your printing volume, it is a waste of money. I agree. And every printer I've ever had told me it was out of ink way before it was really out of ink. Same with me. And then I ignore it, and then I run out of ink, and then I have to go at 8:30 at night and get more ink when I do need it. And has anyone tried those new Economy Easy refill cartridges? Asked Nick Tucker. I got some years ago. I tried it in my printer, and they did not work worth a crap, to be honest. And I worked in an office where they were trying to. I think somebody knew somebody at this business, but we had a place in Champaign on the southwest side of town that you need a specific type of cartridge for your printer. You told them what printer you had. They gave you a refurbished cartridge. Those didn't work for crap either. I think what it was, just my theory, I don't know if I'm right or not, but if somebody knows, please tell me here. There is a chip inside those print cartridges that I think once it empties, it refuses to work from that point on. That's just my theory. I could be wrong. So anyway, we went to laser printers, but they have their own issues, says Carl Witzman. We have stopped printing out our stories for editing, except for shorter works, not paying their ink prices. Carl, I did the same thing. I work with somebody that likes to print out if you send them a novel, they'll print out the novel and do their editing on that. I have found it easier and quicker to simply do it in computer. The turnaround time on it is much better for me. And if I'm doing it for somebody else also, it is easier for them rather than have something physical that you have to refer to, figure out where you're at, find the place on the manuscript, make the correction maybe, and then, just back and forth. This just saves a lot of time. And Teresa Dunn, good morning, Brian, and furthermore, have a great work week. You too, Teresa. You take care of yourself, hon. Hope you're staying warm. And Joe D, says Carl Witzman, I only recently saw the invoice for the Amazonia comic, but I got it paid. Darn PayPal didn't alert me. I had to go searching for it. Wow. And hey, Teresa, welcome in. And Nick Tucker said, I had great luck in black and white with an HP 1020 small business printer. Before I was on Amazon, I ran off everything through it, and the toner cartridges last forever. Now, for Carl Witzman, for me, it's a principle thing. They inflate the cost of ink so they can sell the printers cheap. Yeah, Carl, that's the way I learned this when I worked at Office Depot. That, for instance, computers, yeah, you could spend like $1,500 on a computer or as low as a couple hundred, but the real money is in peripherals. At the time, they made more from selling you a printer than they did selling you a computer. Computers were almost like a loss leader, but it was also the things like paper and toner and ink and all the other side things you needed to do your office business that, they could afford to sell the computers at just a microscopic profit level. So, it's all about the upsell, Carl. That's how that industry runs. Then they either stop making that model printer and eventually that ink, so you have to go back again. Yeah. Planned, obsolescence of a sort. And printer ink, my NMI volume is one of the most expensive liquids on earth. Yes, that's true. Yeah, it's. I think I saw a study somewhere, Nick, that said that it actually, if gallon by gallon, it was actually worth more than crude oil. So anyway, Grant Lanker, good morning to you. Hope you're feeling well this morning, and everyone's saying hi. But one of the benefits, says Nicholas Tucker, for me going through Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing is that when author print prices are fairly competitive and easily prepped for cons. That's true. I'm looking into other sources, though, Nick. I'm going to be working with Ingram Spark on the Terrors. So I will let you know, I promise, see how that works out, see what a PITA it may be. And someone who's not a PITA is Ted Davies. Good morning, Ted. Check out Ted's Tuesday morning show, Ted Talks. Also his brand new show, Comics Unlimited, on Thursday. And Drink with the Davies on Friday night, all part of the Rising Tide Network. Everyone saying hi, 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 and hi. And Donna Carly, mwah, good to see you. And good to see you, Ace Bonnie. Welcome to the show. And just all kinds of greetings here. And and there she is, the darling Sarah. Sarah, mwah, glad to see you, sweetie. And Sarah, and good morning. I am alive, says Michaela Jade. What is you think somebody's gonna like drive a stake through your heart and stuff garlic in your mouth? What the hell? And busy week this week for me, editing embroidery project. Excellent, Teresa Young. We're working on a proposal for. I've got to do my newsletter this week. Also, I've got a proposal for a short story for an anthology I want to get into. Working on a novel proposal. And like I said, still editing The Terrors. I've got 2 chapters edited, and I'm so happy. Working on the 3rd this week, and it's good. And Sarah, do I hear background music? Yes, my darling, you do. It's a new feature of StreamYard that we actually have music. Yes, you do hear music. No, sweetheart, it's your heart, and it's me. You know, put it together, darling. Anyway, hi. Yeah. We now have different types of music now that we can run on StreamYard, and this is available on all levels, whether you get the professional, the standard, or the free version. You get music with all of them now. And there's 8 different types, from rock, electronic. They're going to go into a little more later. They had something on the StreamYard broadcast last night about it, and it's just one of the cool new things that they have introduced about StreamYard recently. So if you are not broadcasting a StreamYard, and again, I'm not paid by them to say any of this, but it gets better and better, and I'm not paying any more for this than I have. Eric Bradley, good morning to you, sir. Hope you're doing well this morning, and see you all tomorrow on TED Talks 10 a.m. Eastern Tuesday. Ted Draws Live, Cthulhu Invades Part 2, having conquered Part 1. Good to see you, Ted, and we'll look forward to that show on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. Speaking of Amazon, says Nick Tucker, The Simple Sword, The Fighting Axe, and many other games and books can be found at this site here. That's Nicholas Tucker's author page. Please check it out for amazingness. And yes, Meatloaf died. He was 74. The cause of death is of yet unknown. But he's had a rough life, for one thing. Oh, and another broadcaster I appreciated very much, his channel was called Schrodinger's Cat. And he was, I've got to straighten up my tie here. Anyway, there we go, that's better. Anyway, Schrodinger's Cat was a guy who would be debunking flat earth believers, and then about a year-ish ago he switched to what are called sovereign citizens, and these are people who do not believe that the laws apply to them, and they try to twist the meanings. They misinterpret a lot of things, actually, in the Bill of Rights, in the Constitution, in the, I've even heard some of them cite UN Charter, non-binding charters, and the Magna Carta. But they just believe, basically, that they don't have to pay taxes, they don't have to get a driver's license, register their vehicles, they don't have to pay property taxes or income taxes, they don't have to even wait in lines or obey the speed limits. Okay, and there's a branch of them called First Amendment auditors, or as we like to call them, First Amendment frauditors, that do the same thing. But all these people are basically going on YouTube trying to get a reaction from people, usually negative, and then they say, "Oh, look how I've protected all your rights." So anyway, yeah. So it's been a long weekend, basically. And hey there, friends and foes. Good morning, Multiverse. John B. Pica, johnpica.com. Good to see you, John. Hope you're doing well. Also, check out Back in the Cereal Box on Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. And Bad Out of Hell was one of the first albums I bought on cassette. Dang, I feel old. Behind that beautiful Rich Corbin cover and production by Todd Rundgren. I've been learning over the last year. I've been learning a lot more about how that album was made. And it was one of those things, no major record company wanted it. And they couldn't get anybody to pick it up. And then they played the songs for Todd Rundgren. I mean, Jim Steinman, who wrote the album, he had certain things in mind for it, and he wanted certain producers. None of them would return his calls, and he and Meatloaf and 2 background singers played it for Todd, and Todd said, yeah, I'll take this on. And I was seeing an interview yesterday, he said he kind of saw it as kind of like a Bruce Springsteen parody. And Todd actually talked his record label, Bearsville, into funding the recording, because you have to buy studio time, etc., etc. And Todd would produce it, and then Bearsville got first refusal of it. Well, they refused, and eventually it went to a small imprint that was a division of Epic Records, which was a division of Columbia. It gets confusing. And then for about 6 months, they didn't know what to make of it. They had trouble selling. Then finally, the public started hearing it, and they latched onto it. And like I said, it is now currently the 4th best-selling record in the world. So anyway, turn the music off, BKM. No. Anyway, Meatloaf and the comedian Louis Anderson. Yes, that's another one. Louis Anderson, such a funny man. Seriously. And back to work today, but it says Rick Bradley, but I'm staying away from everyone. Once again, a coworker is bathing in cologne and destroying my now very sensitive sinuses. Eek. If it gets too bad, Rick, you can talk to your supervisor, because that's just rude. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to get them to, throttle back on the smelly stuff. And R.I.P. Robert Paulson. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I know. It's a long weekend. It's starting to look like 2017 all over again. So, and Sarah says the music seems a little loud. It's cool, just a little distracting at the level it's playing. Okay, we can fix that. Hold on here. We get a volume control with that too. I have it at about 30, and it didn't seem bad. Let's dial it down to about 20. Is that better? Let me know, okay? And anyway, Nick Tockard. Oh no, Brian, you take care. You look kind of pale. I am kind of pale. I'm 1/4 Swedish. We're not just white. We're translucent. Good God, I'm surprised you can't see through me like a high school anatomy model or something. And thank you, Ryan Permisson, for sharing this vehicle this vehicle. And thank you very much for what you did for the you and Kelly and Crayley and everyone involved in the Perrine Project this weekend. You guys did great work. Very proud of all of you. And Calabraco says it's nice and quiet here. Well, there we go. See, somebody doesn't mind the music. And good morning, Nevermorian, says Ryan Permisson. Hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Subscribe to the channel today. That's Nerd Culture channel on YouTube. And it's awesome. And hello, Nevermorians. Mike Jimmy Lurch the Bruin. Always a pleasure to see you, brother. Oh, man. Oh, what a wonderful person. And we're getting more wonderful people in here right now. And Mike Jimmy has a Indiegogo campaign, Life on Quora. Please check that out. And William Abo, mwah! Hi, Brian and everyone. How are you? And hope all are well. Brian, sorry to hear about the loss of your friend. Thank you very much. It was somebody I was very, very good friends with at one point in time. But people drift apart, but that doesn't mean you don't miss them. You know what I'm saying? And so that was a shame. But fortunately, somebody told me about it. So, whoa, says Sarah. We didn't get any of the snow. I'm glad, because I had to rush and get a new phone charger a little over an hour ago. Well, I'm glad it missed you. And Ryan Permisson says, in case you missed it, check out the latest episode of Boba's Weekly Bounty with Mary Fan of Crazy 8 Press. Definitely check out Crazy 8 Press, because they publish good things like this, in which I am in. It is they've got 2 volumes, Zonk Zock Zowie and Biff Bam Eow. This is the one I'm in, where we talk about the Egghead, the first appearance of Egghead, featuring Vincent Price, and it is a very informative article. I think you'll be entertained by it. Michaela Jade, mwah! If I survive the next trip out, catch me on Tidbits and Scribbles tonight, where we brainstorm ideas and get all those stories written. That's right. That's why we're here. I will try to be there tonight. I will. And Ryan Permisson says also, check out And I Quote with writer Glenn B. Fleming from last weekend. And Glenn's got his Jack Kirby book. It's going to be heading up on Kickstarter next month. So definitely save your pennies for that. Next trip, Michaela, please drive carefully. And Mike Jimmy says, hope you all are having a great day. A new week, new goals. That's exactly right, Mike Jimmy. We got things we got to get done, brother. And we're going to get them done, aren't we? All right. And yep, I gotta go get the kid from her job. What, before she breaks the job? What the hell's going on? And breaking news, and I quote, is now available in audio form on Spreaker.com. Check it out. And if you'd like to be a guest on And I Quote, they broadcast live on Saturdays at noon Eastern, but they can pre-record if you wish, and it's friendly conversation, and you can promote yourself. So get on that calendar and schedule yourself. And also you can check out the latest episode of And I Quote with someone I love, artist Candace Comaleri. She is talented and beautiful, and we love her. And from Odessa Small Press publisher Carl Witzman, it was mailed on Saturday. You got some extra in it, too. You may get it today or tomorrow. Damn right, Ryan Permisson, bring cookie home. That's what we're going to be working on this afternoon. And jumping over to Facebook for a quick one, and who couldn't use a quick one right about now, to tell you, Life on Cora number 5 is almost at its second stretch goal with 926 euros funding, plushies, comics, and all kinds of good stuff. Check it out there. I'm looking forward to that. I gotta get on board on that. And thanks, Joe D, says Carl Witzman. And Ryan Permisson said saw East of Eden for the first time. It was really good. James Dean is a very compelling actor. Yeah, he was a guy who's kind of like the early Brando, just oozes charisma. And you just have to wonder what would have happened if he had lived on. You know, what a talented guy, for heaven's sakes. I agree with you there. And if you'd like Ryan Permisson to be on your show, definitely call him up there. He will do that thing for you. And I still have spots open in my reader group and my YouTube channel for Wednesday the 26th. Takeover Day, take over my group and page. Let's celebrate her birthday. She turns 22 that day. It'll be great. And I don't know, see if there's anything on going with me. But anyway, the phone has to stay charged for important phone calls regarding my employment calls, yes, and the like. Otherwise, I wouldn't have needed to race out. I was on yikes mode. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. Especially if you're expecting an important one. I hope it's that one you get. I hope it's that one you were looking for. Sarah is looking for employment. God bless her. Being a productive part of American society there. So anyway, and Zoltar, man, I haven't talked to you in ages. How you doing? Hey, how are you? And Mike Jimmy says, I always edit with a physical copy of the script for my comics, but that's because reading on the screen makes me miss half of what's really written down. Yeah, that is one danger. Fortunately, what I do is I shrink the view to as small as I can read it comfortably. And that way I can still take in most of the page. So, but you learn how to think in terms of the whole manuscript eventually. And Sarah, writing while listening. Hope I don't start finding myself ending up writing what I'm hearing. Oh, I know. I've done that many times, and it was the best of times. It was the worst of times, and never mind. Anyway, and George Saray. George, how you doing this morning, my friend? Good morning. My episode of Excelsior Journeys with Brian, that's me, goes up tomorrow. Subscribe to on the Good Pods app today. Definitely check it out. He's a part of the Rising Tide Network, and it was a fun conversation we had. Excuse me. And I think you'll like it, too. So, yeah, when that drops, I will be promoting that. And music pretty soon will have a dancing poll. Well, you can already say, I'll take PayPal. If you want to send me singles, I will take. I have a tip jar. If you enjoy what you see and hear, please consider leaving a tip for us at paypal.me/risingtidebkm. So anyway, yeah, if I'm. That's the next best thing to being able to stuff those crisp singles into the waistband of my undershorts. So anyway, just there's a picture for y'all. And just realize the green screen tie. Well, actually, no, today we're not using the green screen. There is a feature in StreamYard where you can actually compress your broadcasting image and so that your background will take up the frame of it. And also there's something that was mentioned last night that they are going to enable something, if they haven't already, where you can actually set up a second camera for whatever reason. So it's getting better here. It really is. And the music feature is cool. I'm just wondering if it comes with volume control. Yes, it does. Am I too loud? And I can't say the guy who pays me is in the office this morning. Well, we'll try to keep it quiet, John, but tell him to get the hell out of there. You got things to do. And John, Don Carly, yeah, it is a bit loud. Let me know, is it still too loud? I asked a few minutes ago, and I realized that I'm behind in the comments. Nick Tucker says, since I am cross-posting, I can share links here. Cindy kept us writing on check out CKOEPP.com and definitely sign up for her newsletter. And by the way, if you sign up for her Patreon, also searchable under CKOEPP, she started printing some of the new art for Animal Eye, her brand new issue, and it is glorious. And the supervisors have talked to him directly, and the migraine is here to stay. I'm sorry, Rick, I really am. And Carl Witzman, Rick, in my years of counseling, I found that overuse of cologne or perfume was a sign of low self-esteem. As my clients got better, they backed it off. Interesting. Then maybe positive affirmation is in order here. Who knows? Like the kind we get from Keisha Acuff. Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful you. Mwah. How you doing today, Keisha? And thank you also for participating in the Brian Project this weekend. You've done good. And awesome. Yep, much better volume. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much. And, announcement. Due to medical issues, the Historical Fencing Guild live streams are going to be only an hour long for the foreseeable future. I saw that the other night. I caught the rerun of it, Nick. And we're sorry that happened, but no, and it's one of those things where I think I do better with 1 hour shows here than I do 2 hour shows. So, but we will have exceptions, which, by the way, speaking of exceptions, we had an exceptional show last Friday. We had a special guest, Kara Nicole, show up, and she's got a brand new horror comic out called Unstable Frequencies that I'm really excited about. So please check out the interview and please pledge to Unstable Frequencies, available now on Kickstarter. And if you want to get to it, type in unstablefrequencies.com and it's a direct link to the Kickstarter campaign. So Donna Carly, that's a perfect line for the music. Thanks, Brian. Donna, no, thank you for letting me know. I wasn't real sure, so I set it at 30 out of 100. I'll be grateful. But I have hearing issues these days, so I from listening to too much of that darn rock and roll that pollutes your soul and sends you straight to hell, But anyway, thank you, Donna. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate the see, that's why you guys and gals help make the show better, And Sarah, I imagine Meatloaf dead during Rocky Horror immediately. Go figure, that would be the first thing I picture. I'm so random. I was flashing on something. I saw, what was it? Oh, this was probably about 10, 15 years ago. VH1 had had that series Behind the Music. And they did an episode on Meatloaf. And they were talking to a gentleman named Kazim Sultan, who's an incredible bass player. Has played with Todd Rundgren in Utopia for years. And he's also played with Hall & Oates. And he was a member of Blue Oyster Cult for 5 years. And Hall & Oates. Just a whole bunch of really great performers. And he played on about half of the Meatloaf album and went on to become Meatloaf's musical tour director. And what I was thinking of when I heard that Meatloaf had died, that, Meatloaf puts everything into a performance, or he put everything into a performance. And so he would get off stage and he would literally collapse and have to be put on oxygen. And Chasm was talking about how he would, the first time he performed with Meatloaf, said he walked in, here's Meatloaf, 300 plus pounds of him lying spread eagle on the backstage floor with an oxygen mask on. Everybody's just stepping over him going, hey, good show, Meat. Good show, Meat. Hey, way to go. That was a great show, Meat. And Chasm's going, should we be calling an ambulance for this guy? That's what I was thinking of. And we're always thinking of John B. Pica. In case you missed it, Back in the Cereal Box hosts an amazing weekend of programming with interviews with celebrities like Noah Wiley, Sarah Douglas, Willow Rose, and Carol Baskin. Check out the Back in the Cereal Box. He's got good stuff there. And agreed, Don, a perfect level of 20 and 730. Nice. Okay, thank you. Thank you, gals. I appreciate that very much. Or go to www.backinthecerealbox.fun. All right, Nakeup Creations. Hope you all are having a wonderful day. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Love you. And check out Miss Keisha's podcast, too. She's amazing. She's part of our network. And, great, a migraine and an image of Brian on a pole. I know. Will your torment never end, right? And Tidbits and Scribbles tonight might be about Amazon frustrations. It's going to be a week-long episode, right? But anyway, check that out tonight. I think it's on at 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. I'm not sure. And Sarah says, she was saying it. Have you seen the artwork style with the wording in various places on the pages of Batman Black and White? Wow. I haven't read the Black and White series lately. But I remember the original original run of Batman Black and White, that was quite good. That was quite. I like black and white comics. I don't need color for all mine. So anyway, Nick Tucker, a second camera on ScreenYard would be amazing. Yeah, wouldn't it though? I think it would be, because like I could see for you, for instance, like if you had a specific weapon you were talking about, you could create a display and then kind of segue to your second camera to show it off, and then come back to you, and then the blades could be, the things could be separated out. Or I might create an area where we have some of my books on display, or even just to mix up the visual variety, have a second camera, and then like I'm looking at the camera this way, and then have another camera looking at me from this direction, just like, and I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to you, but it's just to shake things up. So I think there's a lot of potential there. I really do. And Buckley Dickerson is here, and I'm going to see if how are my mods up to, are they there? Oh, there they are. Thank you, Carl. Much appreciated. And I'd positively knock them out, Carl, and reported a bot. Thank you, Sarah. And bot sprayed. Thank you, Ace. We're going to kill him. And thanks, Sarah. I was busy on the other screen. Squash. Good man, Carl, keeping this broadcast safe from Russian bots. And there's a possibility that individual with excess perfume has scent damage from COVID. Yeah, that's a possibility. I admit that Saturday night, I was feeling bad, and I had like symptoms, and I was thinking that, oh God, what if I've got it? I knew the only one I could have, or chances are I probably got Omicron, which is not quite that serious. Thank God it wasn't Delta. But the thing is, everything faded within 24 hours, and I never lost my sense of smell or taste. And I've got friends who have had their, they've either lost their smell, taste, and smell entirely, or it's been mixed up. I was with a couple of friends last year at a show, and they had to be hospitalized. Their COVID was so bad. But we were having dinner together, and we were having drinks afterwards, and then all of a sudden they couldn't drink their drinks because, like, they'd be fine. Then all of a sudden, whatever damage it did to neurologically that COVID does, it kicked in, and suddenly the stuff tasted like crap to them. So, yeah, you got to be careful. Stay smart, stay safe, wash your damn hands. And Sarah, you're welcome, Carl. And he types in Sarah. Carl Wisman says, we sometimes use a second camera on the Scar show coming back in March or April, whenever. He doesn't tell you anything either, huh, Carl? I understand that. And I would like a second camera to run towards live practices when they start for commentary. Nick, that would be awesome, dude. That would be fantastic. And there are no panels in the new issue 1 of Batman Black and White. I'll have to show you what I'm talking about later. Hopefully I remember to do so. I'll have to look at that. And the Hitman Blog Talk is showing up there with his little hat icon there. Good to see you here, my man. Hope all is well. And with that, we are caught up with your comments. So tell you what, we're going to run a thing here. And since he's here, let's reward our friend Joe D. McPhee. Joe has an incredible comic-based show on Saturday nights on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network called From the Desk of the Small Press Publisher. What's it about? Well, let Joe tell you himself.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher. And I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
And since she's here too, let me find it. Here it is. Let's have a nice word about a great series of books by our own Michaela Jade.
Secrets, trust, worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior's Secret, Warrior's Trust, and Warrior's Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.
Definitely check out the work of Michaela Jade, available now on Amazon. And if you like that trailer there, contact Kyle Guthrie, Guthrie. You see him sometimes here as the Skunk Rocker, but anyway, that was his voiceover, and he's the gentleman who put together that video. So contact him, and he can make one of those things for you. And speaking of Skunk, where the is he? Yeah, I was thinking about him the other day. We haven't heard from him in a while. I'm gonna have to reach out with him. I really will. And thank you, Hitman Blog Talk, for sharing this. I appreciate it, Howie. Thank you very much. And Philip Thompson, glad you're here. And check out this gentleman, pardon me, at Instagram, where he promotes his brand new books. He's awesome. And Rick Radley thinks that his run with COVID heightened his sense of smell. Yeah, it took it away from Amy and John Hale and gave it to you. Congratulations. Sarah says, with the music, if you ever want me to turn it off immediately, play country music. That's big time Sarah Be Gone spray. Well, they were talking about different musical styles last night on the StreamYard program. Someone suggested, could you please put in like Christian music? The thing is, the music that's available to the StreamYard subscribers is stuff that is safe to use. One thing to keep in mind, I see a lot of people who want to run a show, and first thing they do is they grab somebody's copyrighted music. That can get you right now. That can get you in a bit of trouble. The best that can happen is generally you get what's called a copyright claim. And what happens there is they say that, well, you're using part of our stuff, so to make it up to us, if your video becomes monetized, we get all the money from it. Okay? Now, I have successfully fought off all but 2 of those challenges. Most of the time, they're done by scam artists or misprogrammed bots. So yeah, you got to be careful about that. Or there's something called a copyright strike, in which they say, okay, this person needs to be taken off the air. And on YouTube, if you get 3 of those that are successful, your channel's over. You can't even access it. So anyway, perfect wording Ace. And a truly welcome, brother. Brother, love you, Howie. Hope you're having a great morning. And let's see. But no, Sarah, part of the thing they were talking about is that so much of, say, more contemporary Christian music is not public domain. It is copyrighted. So older songs like Amazing Grace is obviously in the public domain. I think it was written in the 1800s. But like, what was it? Our church hymnal uses Morning Has Come by Cat Stevens. It's not public domain. It won't be for a good long time. I'm trying to think what else, but they use a few things that are more contemporary and have been copyrighted, but that's something you have to look out for. Anyway, Trish Bankston, can we or did we discuss how being helpful can get you in trouble taking donations? No, I don't think we have. But I did see last night when they announced that the broadcaster Schrodinger's cat had passed away, his widow came out and was giving the news, and it was heartbreaking. It really was. But people started doing super chats, and they kept saying, "No, don't do this. Don't give it to it." Because it's a situation where they also report on people that were doing the frauditing and stuff, and then they turn to their followers and say, "Hey, I'm going to jail again. Somebody pay, be sure to PayPal me some money so I can fight this lawsuit," sort of thing. So, and they didn't want to be a part of that. But how do you have a specific instance here, Trish? And Trish, you and your hubby were amazing the other night on Saturday night on from That's the Small Press Publisher. Please check that show out; it was great. But do you have a specific thing? I know that it can get you in trouble because what was it? This was many years ago. I know that a convention, I want to say in North or South Carolina, it was a show, and pretty much a scam to get money from the people attending. And one of the things they did to get people in attendance, saying, "Well, we will give a percentage of our money to this charitable organization." The charitable organization knew nothing about it, and a lot of the 501c are very cautious about who gives them money because it's a reputation online here, and there are specific rules about that money. So, like, one thing I'd like to do, this is something I'll announce now, is that once I am funded, I would like to be able to take a day and say, okay, all the super chats are going to this charity. Okay, like if we'd done it last week, we'd have made a donation to the Parian Project. Now I know that was it Krista Grant had some difficulty with something she was doing for Luke Stone and Randy Zimmerman. Could this be what you're referring to? But yeah, I'd like to hear more about what you're saying. But yeah, you got to be careful about that, especially right now. And Sarah asks, wouldn't StreamYard be the one who gets in trouble for even making an option? Probably not. Because it's up to the broadcaster to use it, would be my guess. We'd be the one challenged for it. So, I would say probably not. But I did break my very first copyright violation was for, and I'll play it for you. It's the standard countdown clock that comes with StreamYard, and you've all seen this a bazillion times before. It's that one. And somebody said, well, we own that music. And I researched the company, and it turned out it's two basic kids. They were in their early 20s operating out of their mom's closet. And they were just going around randomly finding people, say, "Oh, we own that music. Oh, yeah, we own that one too. We own every other one there." And I pushed back because one, I claimed fair use. Two, I claimed StreamYard got it from me, or rather, not got it from me, but I got it from StreamYard rather. And if you want to take it up with them. By the way, they're a huge corporation. Good luck with that. And basically, then said, well, and I told Facebook, where the challenge had come through, that I quoted websites that showed that these two schlubs were basically dishonest, and the challenge went away. Go figure. So anyway, let's see what else we got here. And thank you, Sarah, says Ace. And we're all of different faiths here, so what you have is great. And you're welcome, Ace. And Trish Banks and Krista. Oh yeah, Krista taking the donations for Luke, and her PayPal got banned. Yeah, it's got locked down for like six months, I think it is. Yeah, what happened was Krista Grant, the indie princess, she had taken up. Well, she had like a major event where there were various auctions then the benefits would have gone towards Randy Zimmerman and Luke Stone, both of whom at the time were on ventilators due to the myasthenia fever pandemic. And for some of us, I contacted her and said, was there just a place I can donate? And so we donated to Chris's PayPal account. And I wouldn't have known this either, Trish. But for some reason, PayPal said, we're not allowing you to have this money for 6 months. I have no idea why. I hope Krista can find out. But yeah, that sucks. That sucks. Now, the thing is, Krista did make the donations, but she paid out of her own pocket to do it. Now she's just waiting for PayPal to reimburse her. So yeah. And Jake's Wonderful Illusion. Good morning, Jake. Hi, Brian. How are you? I'm good. I thought of an idea for a summer show. I need your opinion on it. It'll be a Hawaii show with Samoan music. Oh, cool. Very cool. That sounds like fun. Kind of a tiki thing. People like tiki. And Sarah adding under the sheets after each hymnal title is hysterical. I was in a big youth group and we couldn't stop laughing during the service. OMG, it was a riot. I could just imagine that. And what I think of Sarah is there was, if you're a fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000, they did one. It was a movie called A Touch of Satan. And it's hilarious. It's a stupid as hell movie to begin with. And, like lines like the girl who's trying to impress the guy that will eventually become her lover. She takes him to this pond in the middle of no freaking where, points at the pond and goes, "This is where the fish live." Good writing there. And what else? But the thing is, later it has a flashback because this girl's supposed to be descended from witches back in the day. And so they have a flashback going back to the Salem witch trials. And they sing at one point Amazing Grace because obviously they sing Amazing Grace and thus they have to be religious fanatics, apparently. It's a shorthand. Well, then they convict the witch and set her to burning. And of course they celebrate by singing again Amazing Grace. Except this time Servo and the guys joined in, and they joined in at the spot where this song is in the public domain. That's why we used it twice. And Cookie and I cannot listen to that song anymore or sing it in church without thinking of that. We both start giggling. It's embarrassing, but we can't help it. Anyway, interesting law about the music you choose. Thank you for clarifying that StreamYard doesn't get in trouble for adding it. Actually, what I found out last night, Sarah, was that StreamYard actually had the music commissioned for them, and they worked with the performers to create the various sounds. And we may play around with some of the sounds. To give you an idea, I'm not going to play them, but we have choices between acoustic cinematic, dance pop, daydreaming, feeding the ducks, because StreamYard uses a duck, okay? Into space, lo-fi, night driving. What we got right now is rock. So anyway, there's a little glimpse behind the scenes. And isn't her name Lola or something? That what she goes by? I think she calls herself that occasionally, but she's Krista Grant. And Jake's Wonderful Illusion, like, which outfit would you recommend for 95-degree weather? A tank top with swim trunks, or a tank top with a lava the Samoan skirt? That's entirely up to you, dude. What do you feel comfortable performing in? That's the thing. And Sarah says, I posted some pics on my Facebook page of the comic. I literally laughed myself into a headache. I haven't gone in and looked at any responses yet. It's still funny as hell. Yeah, Sarah's been getting these comics out of the 50-cent box of her local comic monger and finding these very wonderful comic panels that if you take them out of context, they're really hilarious. So anyway, interesting. Brian turned off the music and my tinnitus has increased. See? I was doing it for you, Don. You ought to be grateful. I'll turn it up to 100 if you want. You won't hear me at all. So anyway, I cut back on it. So it's still there, I guess. Let me see. Hold on a second. Am I there? Actually, I can't hear it. It may cut off because I'm here. But anyway, so we can turn it up if you want, Donna. I don't mind. And we are caught up again with your comments at 5324. So let's see what we got. Let's play another. We'll play. I know, Cindy Kep. CKOEPP.com. Check her out, and also check out Bear Publications for the works of Cindy Kep, and especially Animal Eye, her latest novel, and her latest comic book. Check it out.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Check out the work of Cindy Kepp. Also, go to CKOEPP.com once you're in Patreon.com, and you can support Cindy for as low as $1 a month, and it helps her so very much. So, anyway, Jake continues, like, I want to look professional, but staying cool in a way. I haven't shows in June that are outside, and they're saying it might be in the hundreds. Ew, ickies. Again, it's what are you comfortable with? It's entirely up to you, because you may... you can do it in Speedos or something, but what would you feel comfortable working in? That's the thing to consider. And Donna, I think some researchers are using random sounds as a tinnitus treatment. That wouldn't surprise me. And unstable frequencies, Scott Com. Don't forget, people. Yes, sir. And Carl Witzman says, another spammer bot down. Good work, Carl. Carl, I was wondering, I wonder if there's a specific time these things launch. Because then you could it launched at 10:40. Okay, it's 10:38. I better stay vigilant. And have you ever been to Hawaii before? If not, what would you do there? No, I never have. Now, my grandmother was very fond of Hawaii. She had never been there either. And like I said, I've never been there. I wouldn't mind going. It's not a bucket list kind of thing. I don't know what I would do. I take it back. I do know one thing. Todd Rundgren, who's one of my favorite performers / musicians, lives there now. I think he said he lived on the island of Kauai, and every year he has what they call a Todd Fest, where basically people come out, and it's not like it's a Woodstock kind of thing where everyone performs music and stuff. It's basically, he has like a field next to his house, and you bring a tent and you camp out there, and the next day he cooks for you, or you come in and you help cook. And it's just a way for him to say thank you to his fans and to get to know them a little better. And he's done this all over the country, it seems. And there's a couple even overseas where they do it. And there are performers that do that. It's not like we're going to come and sing for you all weekend, but we're just going to come and say, hi, I'm Todd. How you doing? So anyway, I really don't know what I would be doing there. The only thing I could think of is I might want to go to this one. I don't even know if it's still there, but there was a performer from the 60s named Don Ho, who had a big hit with a really beautiful song called Tiny Bubbles. And I, believe it or not, I was a member of his fan club for a couple of years because I thought, this is so outrageous, I've got to do it. Fine performer. I had a number of his records. My grandmother, again, still really loved his music. But going to if it's still there, I would go to that place to see what it's like now. I would really be interested in that. And yes, I've been looking at the times. They don't start until a certain point in the show, but they seem more random after that, says Carl Witzman. Okay, yeah, it just kind of hit me this morning that maybe if we could isolate when they're here. And I'm also wondering if there is a like some sort of program we could use that we could incorporate maybe on my computer. It'd have to be on my computer to take them out, to keep them from like a blocker or something. I'm just wondering about that. Rick Bradley said, I played one of the sounds that people over 35 or what age can't hear, and Donovan and Andrea lost their minds. Yeah, I did. That was one of those was very popular about 4 or 5 years ago, where they supposedly played a high pitch and a low pitch, and it's supposed to tell you how good your hearing is, if you can hear, or whether your age is, rather. And if you're younger, you don't hear the low one, but you'd hear the high one. And if if you're up in my vintage, you won't hear the high one. Well, I couldn't hear high nor hair of the higher one. So I used to have incredible hearing. I got tested for it one time. Well, when I was taking my physical for the water company, and the lady told me, said, I've tested hundreds of people in their hearing. You have the most sensitive hearing of anyone I've ever met without 4 legs. And I'm like, cool. But unfortunately, about 6 or 7 years ago, I started losing that hearing. I used to do interview transcriptions, and it was getting harder and harder, and it never really dawned on me. And it's a frequency thing. it's more like certain frequencies, like higher registers, don't really merge the way they used to. Because I'll hear like random letters in somebody talking, but it doesn't connect as a word. And I did some research and found out it's nerve damage. And it's just inevitable, so I can't really do anything about it. So I still hear well enough, but it's weird because I can hear like a dog barking a block and a half away, and I can't stop hearing it. But somebody can be talking to me, and sometimes the words don't join as genuine words. So anyway, Sarah says Jamaica was an amazing place to spend a week until I tried to take a scenic pic and noticed a nude sunbather. That's how you make friends, Sarah. Say hi, nude sunbather. I have a camera. Anyway, Jake's Wonderful Illusion. If you ever do go check out the volcanoes, I believe they're still there. Yes, it's not like they can move them, Jake. I did see a volcano once, pretty close up. I was in Portland, Oregon, and I got to see Mount St. Helens that caused all kinds of damage way back when. I had no idea until I got my pics back after having them developed. Oh, no. Oh, dear, oh, dear. And Trish Bengtson, be good to each other. See her by later. Nurse is coming to get me. Oh, that's right. You've got an appointment this morning, Trish. Thank you for showing up. I love you. And continued good luck on your Kickstarter. I'm going to join in on that soon. And don't die, Pete Cookie. Much love. You too, Jake. Thank you so much. And good morning, Cindy Cat. How are you, darling? We've been talking and saying nothing but good things about you. And Sarah is sending the love to Trish, as do we all. Mwah! Thank you, Trish. And some malls play the mosquito noise to make teenagers move along. Only they can hear it and it annoys them, I guess. I think that's why they play things like Tiny Bubbles by Don Oh, and that should get them out of there. And Grant Lankert says, that sounds like it would make your vacation better, Sarah. It would work for me. And my hearing is worse than my typing. Yeah, I'm in the same position, brother. And Volcano is not necessarily about volcanoes, so check it out on Smashboards. That's clever. And of course the volcanoes. Yeah. Just the non-active ones. Well, what was I reading? It was about 2 weeks ago, I think, on BBC.com. And they were talking about, what was it? Old Faithful, I think it is. Old Faithful had been, like, not performing. It wasn't as faithful as it used to be. But current ecological changes have, and not the good ones either, have made it so that the thing is working again. It's really weird. And Sarah are still there. Okay, good. And Cindy Cap says, more fun for people who like to watch bad guys get a slug to the mug. Check out the original Skyman Battles the Master of Steam. Available on Amazon Books right now. You'll love that thing. And, I'm still, transfixed by the idea of nude sunbathers in your photographs. And I'm sure you caught them by accident. Anyway, Grant Lacker says, curious if any Neverminders would be interested in being in my newsletter. It's comic book centric, so you should be involved in comics in some way. Well, I've been in there already, and Grant guarantees a good time. So yeah, definitely check out Grant Lankert's monthly newsletter from Monarch Publishing. And Cindy Cap says, maybe big stumpy robots are interfering with those geysers. Only Nicholas Anthony Tockert would know. So check him out, and also check out Friday nights, the Historical Fencing Guild, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on YouTube, and also on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. So, good stuff. Pouring more coffee. And we made an hour. Yay. Anyway, I like to do at least an hour. If not, I'll talk. So anyway. I think we're having a lazy Monday today. That's what I'm planning for the most part. I'm still not... I'm like 99%. I'm not 100% after the weekend. For those who came in late, I had my shingles shot, my second shingles shot, which is something everyone who has had chickenpox or thinks they might have should get. We got ours, and I had a major allergic reaction to it Saturday night, to the point where I was seriously considering COVID testing, because I had all the symptoms. And then it started clearing up, and I slept for about 10 hours off and on yesterday. Then woke up, and after that I stayed up, and I felt pretty good, and I got to bed at a reasonable hour last night. So anyway, Night Rake is not sunbathing. Well, maybe it shouldn't. It wouldn't look so Aryan and Pale. That's John B. Pica's new book. Check it out on Amazon. Great stuff. And the Dastardly Dingoes podcast for fun stuff. That will be tomorrow night, every Tuesday night at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central. Always a good time. And we move the volcanoes of self-doubt and imposter syndrome during Michaela's Tidbits and Scribbles. Great show, BKM. Everyone have a great day. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for your help. I appreciate you, brother. And we will hopefully see you tonight. And you want culture for nerds, then you need to check out Ryan Permission's Nerd Culture channel. And it's not just for yogurt, it's for all of us. So check that out, and please like, share, and subscribe. Which, by the way, you can do that for this show. And thank you to everyone who's given us some love on Facebook, such as Rick Bradley, Cindy Kemp, Keisha Acuff, Ryan Permisson, Mike, Jimmy, Lucia DeBruin, and Clyde Hall. And thank you to everyone who's liked it, like Rick Ryan. Rick, how you doing, guy? And Andy Bolt, thank you so much. And Ted Davies, thank you. And Amazonia is near the desk of a small press publisher. And if she's going to want some drawing space on there, otherwise, and Joe D. McPhee is going to have to move his stuff. Otherwise, he's going to get squashed. Anyway, and Ace Bonnie, Brian, feel better. Tell Cookie hello. Have a great day. Carl, pull the plug. That's right. Get the hook. Brian's been on here too long. Thank you, Ace. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, brother. And hope you enjoyed Friday's show with Kara Nicole. That was a good time. Please check it out. It was a fun show to do. Kara has a standing invitation to be on this show anytime she wants. So, and then we stayed for a long time afterwards talking. So it was all good. And Get Your Own Neurosis. That's a book, by the way, from Amy Hale, available on Amazon. And this would be a good time to run her spot. Check out author-amyhale.com and on Amazon and Smashwords for the newest hit book from Amy Hale. She's fun side. She's sassy. She's a great storyteller. Check out the work of Amy Hale today on Smashwords and on Amazon. And Carl Wisman's got his hand over the electric plug. Thank you. Thank you so much. And Warriors can be found there by Michaela Jade, who's working on the 4th volume of the Warriors series. And definitely check out the 3 that have come so far. She will make you happy. And that peppy music, can't get enough. I agree, Grant. That is, there's a lot of themes on here I just absolutely love. I love the theme that Joe uses for Ben sounds. Michaela's is very captivating, and Amy's, oh my God, that's great. And even the one for Plasma Fire Graphics, they've been our sponsor for a year and a half, and I'm still not tired of that one. That is a great one. And Cindy Cap says, Des Moines Comic and Toy Show, February 14th, QuadCon invades Merle Hay Mall, coming soon to a mall near her. And I may try to get in on that. You never know. And let's see, and from Desolate Small Press Publisher, who would know, says, me get squashed? Nah, Eliza would give me time to simply move out of the way. She's polite like that. Check out Animal Line. Show Cindy some love at CKOEPP.com. And please sign up for her monthly newsletter. It is a great, I cannot tell you enough. Anyone who subscribes to this will tell you it's a great read. She puts a lot of work into it, and every month you'll feel better having read it. Seriously. And Sarah says, a lot of researching and writing to do while cross-referencing and waiting for phone calls. Love you to the abyss. Always. You too, sweetheart. Love you too. And we will talk later. And Kara is easy to talk with. She's very likable, downright lovable. I would say so. She really is. She's funny. That's the thing I love about her. It's like people that know her go, yeah, I can see that. And she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. No denying that. But the fact is, she's smart. OMG, she's smart. And, I listen to her and I take notes because she's got things going on. And that's one of the things I admire about her. She's got all kinds of businesses going and all kinds of things. She's making it all work. I'm very proud of her. I'm proud to know her. And Cindy Cap says, beware gooberheads trying to sell advanced tickets and vendor spots for QuadCon. There is no advanced ticket sale for QuadCon, and the only place to get vendor info is at quadcitycon.com. Yeah, that amazes me. That is freaking amazing, and not in a good way either, Cindy. I mean, that takes a lot of chutzpah, to try to, cash in on a con like that. And Cindy Cap said it's the Historical Fantasy Guild at 7 p.m. Central on Fridays, and it's a great show, so please check it out. Oh, thanks. Well, Cindy, you deserve it. I love you. And also CromCon this weekend from Pops Van Zant. And speaking of who, let's run one of his spots real quick.
Hey, yo, Pops here. Are you looking to be on Monday Madness? Is Monday no good? Do you need a special edition? Are you looking to be on the first timer spotlight on for you new guys? Launch parties, countdowns, CromCon Monthly. We got it all right here at the Madness Comic Network, providing online promotional services for the indie comic community and proud sponsor of
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit cb4k.org.
Join the madness! Yes, that's Pops Van Zandt this coming weekend on CromCon, the monthly comic convention for you. Check it out. And hybrids are here. Luke Stone is off the ventilator and ready to get back to work, I'm thinking. Probably waiting to very desperately. But anyway, please check out LukeStoneStudios.com and check out that hybrid series. It is awesome. Rick Bradley, everyone take care and stay creative. You too, Rick. Take care, brother. He's Bonnie. I want Kara in the F-bomb squeak green room. Well, I keep trying to talk her into that, but she's busy as hell, so I understand her not being in there any more than she is. But yeah, and I've got. Oh, I meant to tell. I gotta tell her who to get those from. And thanks for reminding me, Ace. And Bear Publications will have issue 2 of Animal Eye on digital so soon, not soon enough. Check that out at bearpublications.com, and you can get all kinds of great swag associated with Animal Eye. It is worth getting. It's a wonderful comic book. Cindy did such an amazing job on that thing. She really did. And with that, we are caught up with your comments, folks. And so I think, Cindy, if you want to give out a couple plugs, we will try to get them on the air before we go. Like this one, zombies should be frozen in now Oz, but maybe Kansas didn't get any snow like our section of the Midwest did, Cindy. But you can go to Comixology to make sure. Check out Eric S. Hawkins, the Pro Slayer himself. And definitely check out the Zombie for World of Oz. Also, Grant Lankard and Joe D. McPhee are on there with their comics, so check them out. And Luna approves of BrianRodman.com. Otherwise, Luna would probably hide Brian's nebulizer. Or he might be keeping Brian around simply because Luna wants to read the next issue of the Nebulizer too. And you're welcome. Take care. End of line. Thanks, Ace. Have a good day, my friend. Have a good day. And with that, we're going to call the end of the show. After we read this, Stormgate Press, check out stormgatepress.com. And I'm not going to be revealing anything specific. Excuse me, but check out this Friday. Stormgate Press is going to have a special announcement of a new publication. All right, and you're definitely going to want to get in on that. It's going to be really special. But you can see a whole lot of great stuff from Stormgate Press, including the issues of Captain Hawkland, which are amazing, and also Pulp Reality 1, 2, and 3, which is a beautiful thing. So definitely check that out. In fact, you can check out the Pulp Reality #1, the award-winning Pulp Reality #1 right here on Amazon.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights. These fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on Days Gone By with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com.
For one of the finest voices in new pulp entertainment, check out StormgatePress.com. And in addition to Animal Eye, Roll Cruise Art has another comic called Callie. Check that out at artstation.com/Roll Cruise. And How to Help the Hurting, that's Victoria Adams' specialty there. Please check out her work. She is an amazing author and wonderful lady. And with that, we are, I swear, by all that is holy, we are going to leave now. So anyway, thank you all for being here. And we'll give you progress reports on my declining or advancing health, depending on which way it goes. And we hope that you have a great day. And if it's snowing where you are, be sure to drive safely out there. And Cindy says, and out of break. So back to editing bank procedures. And what? It's not nearly as exciting as it sounds? Catch me, someone. Catch me before I fall. Anyway, back to your previously scheduled Never Mind the Furthermore. Don't forget to tip your host. Bring cookie home. Thank you, darling. And feel better sooner. I'm doing my best. I'm only at 99%, but once I cross that threshold, I will be obnoxiously healthy. I'll be just, right now, I'm just obnoxious. Thank you, Cindy. And feeling sick isn't healthy. Well, as long as sick is consenting, that's my whole thing. You know, I'm not wanting to force myself on sick, but if sick gives me the right signals and takes me to dinner first, you know, we could talk about getting it on. But anyway, thank you, Cindy Cap, and check out CKOEPP.com for the best newsletter in the Nevermorian industry. And I say that having my own risingtide.pub, where you can sign up for my monthly newsletter, the next issue will go out February 1st. We have all kinds of stuff. We're going to redesign we're going to tweak the look of the newsletter just a little bit this month. Not a whole lot to report yet, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, and also if you want to follow our latest advances, also don't forget you can sign up for our Patreon page. Let me find it here. Here we go. Patreon.com. It's a monthly subscription service where you can support your favorite creators directly. And if you do, you can wind up on this card here. And so please consider becoming our patron at Patreon. It's a subscription service where even just $1 a month will get you something, such as a look at my exclusive blog. $5 a month means you can take an advanced look at our new novel, The Terrors, and we're getting high marks for that one. A lot of people are looking forward to seeing that, and I'm looking forward to publishing it. It should be out late first quarter, early second quarter of this year, but my Patreon people get to see it first. So anyway, please consider it at www.patreon.com/Brian K. Morris, and we are a part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We're going to get you an updated schedule soon. Dan Holofield said he'd work on it. And I hope you check out last night's Comics, Chaos, and Sass as Heather Ellen returns to the airwaves, making herself known in the ones and zeros environment. And it was a great show last night, as always. And then later tonight, Michaela Jade will be doing Tidbits and Scribbles on her YouTube channel with guests that'll help you get over your writing. And Jodie McPhee, you mentioned last night about doing a show on comic book scripting. If she doesn't, maybe I will. Get a couple writing friends and answer questions about writing comic books. It's harder to do than you think, I think. But anyway, we've got that going, and I also want to thank our regular sponsored Jeffrey Hayes and Plasma Fire Graphics. Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. Great graphics will help you sell a great book. So once you write that thing, contact Jeffrey Hayes at plasmafiregraphics.com and get his rate card. He is very indie creator friendly. You'll be amazed at what he can do. And he's easy to deal with. That's plasmafiregraphics.com, when the look of your book matters to you, because it definitely matters to your readers. And with that, we are going to do a couple things, then we're going to get back to doing some a little bit more sedentary mental things. But we're not 100% well yet after the shingles shot. But again, if you're over 50 and you have had chickenpox or think you might have had chickenpox, it would avail you to get a shingles shot, because shingles are not only painful, they can be deadly. 1 in 6 people will have an aversion to the second shot. I'm one of them. But I've been having reactions almost every inoculation I've gotten for the last 2 years. So, but anyway, I'd rather have it than the thing I'm getting cured of. It's far preferable. So anyway, please consider getting it. And in many cases, it will be free. Contact your local insurance carrier and your local pharmacy about possibly getting it for free. And Donna, Carlene, great day. See everyone later. Donna, mwah, love you. Hope you have a great day, my dear. And with that, we are out of here, folks. Thank you for being here on Nevermind the Furthermore and putting up with me for about an hour, 20 minutes, and 15 seconds. And we hope you have a great day. Please be safe out there with this weather that's passing through the Midwest. And we're supposed to get a cold snap the next day or two. Take care of yourself. Take care of other people who may need you. And with that, we want to wish everyone a great, great Monday. And as always, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you Wednesday morning on a brand new Nevermind the Furthermore. That's the show we're doing. I get my schedule so confused. Nevermind the Furthermore, Wednesday morning at 10. We'll see you then. Have a great one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide broadcast network production. If you enjoyed any part of this show, please give it a like or a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Also, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and consider becoming one of our Patreon supporters. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time on Nevermind the Furthermore.
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.